Hi, this is Lainey. I am a digital solutions representative here at LoadSmart, and I get to work on our ShipperGuide team, which allows all of our customers to get out of their email and have a more streamlined experience getting quotes on loads. So as a brokerage, we noticed that most of our customers were still manually getting bids through emails or phone calls, making their processes really slow, pretty labor intensive, and prone to mistakes. So I want to show you what our process would look like side by side with the email process we see a lot from our shippers. So on the right here, you're going to be able to see the typical email process. I actually shortened it a bit because I already added the carriers I'd like to invite. And on the left, there's the ShipperGuide process. So as you can see, the actual process to put in the information in ShipperGuide is just as fast as putting it into an email and typing that out. And it really does prompt you to include the relevant information, like asking commodity if there's any other notes that the carriers need to have, and keeps track of that. And it's super simple to send it out and get a quote. You'll actually get an instant rate from LoadSmart, but you can also request rates from your carriers loaded into a data bank so you can select who it is that you would like to get that information from. So then you just invite the carriers you've selected, send that information out, double check that everything is correct. So you can see there the date we estimated was a little bit off. So you wanted to make sure that that's all correct. Then you're able to invite those selected carriers. As those go through, you'll be able to see responses and track which carriers have responded. So some of the issues that you'll see sometimes is getting multiple rates from carriers or multiple issues. So you can send those out. Carriers will receive a link that looks just like this, where they're able to enter their rate either as a flat rate or as a rate per mile. They can still add any notes that you would need to see as a shipper and get all that information through. So you can see they're sending that out, and it's just getting sent out on that email side because someone's maybe having an off day, making some typos, taking a little bit longer than usual. Then you can see that you're having to wait on that email side to see if a rate comes in or a bid comes in, having to continually monitor that. Meanwhile, in ShipperGuide, those rates are coming through automatically. You're seeing them side by side and able to instantly compare and see who's falling where and how many you have left waiting to bid. As that goes through, you can see those notes the carrier added, see who's the right person for you, and hit book. Once you hit book, you have the option to share a BOL with them or not. And so once that carrier accepts that tender, not only are they getting that load, that bid process is done, but they are also able to see what the rate con, the BOL, download all of that if needed, and share updates, either through a P44 link, our driver app, or manually adding those locations. They can put in and out times from pickup and delivery facilities and upload their POD when their load is finished. All of that will then feed back into ShipperGuide, where you are able to see it in the Shipments tab. So if you go to that Shipments tab, you'll be able to see all of your past loads, but also all future loads. And if you can see on the email side, you're still waiting for rates to come in and still seeing who's doing what. Here, you're already able to see updates. You can change things like PO numbers, reference numbers, and that will automatically update for your carrier on the carrier side, saving even more emails, and will ultimately feed into reports. So rather than having to go enter them into your rates into an external system to get reports, it's all going to flow right through into ShipperGuide and give you some nice responses. So you can see here, you're already at a reporting stage having all that information, whereas on the email side, you're still going through comparing rates, seeing which rate is actually correct for someone who double emailed and not at a decision yet. Whereas on the ShipperGuide side, you're ready to move on to the next thing. Everything has fully been pulled.